All right, so it is approaching end of fall here. As you can see, all the leaves have fell off the trees. And these are the banana trees that came up this year. And as you can see, I put a fence around there. That fence is actually not for, well, it's somewhat for decoration, but I mainly put that there to keep the deer away. The deer don't actually touch these banana trees so much when they're adults. They might nip at them when they're younger. So I kind of put it around there for that, but mainly this time of year when the deer, they get the velvet on their antlers and they rub it off, they destroy these banana trees. Well, technically plants, not trees, but even though they don't eat them, the male deer will come up with the antlers and will push them over and ruin them. So I put the fence up around there so they don't do that. So what I'm going to do here is for this winter, I'm going to choose, there's a collection of 3 trees like right in here. One of them I saved from last year. There's a video for that up here, but I'm going to take those 3 because I don't know exactly which one it was. They're all right next to each other, so I'm going to wrap all those with bubble wrap. I'm going to try that method, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so what I've done is I wrapped bubble wrap around those 3 banana plants. I cut all the leaves off the tops there, and I used those leaves to stuff down kind of inside between them to add extra insulation. And then I cut some leaves off the surrounding ones and used that as insulation around the base of it. So kind of keeping it organic. So it's 2020 now. We're going to come back in very late spring and unwrap it and see if it survives. All right, it is mid-February 2021. You can see there is plenty of snow on the ground here. And I wanted to make this quick update here before we go into the springtime, just to kind of show what's been going on. So about a month or 2 ago, at least, the plants that I did not wrap, you can see them right over there, the little brown thing sticking up. There was several of them, and they basically just froze, dried out, and fell over, and there's nothing left of them. Now you can see the ones that I wrapped are obviously still standing, but I'm not sure if that's just because they're wrapped together or not. You know, I don't know if they're still green. Obviously, we're going to find out. But our temperatures lately for the past couple weeks at least have been averaging in the low to mid 20s and been dropping down into the teens and single digits at night. And we're actually about to hit another cold spell, and it's going to be going down into single digits and possibly in the negative temperatures, Fahrenheit that is. So I wanted to show this here really quick just in case something actually happens if this decides to fall over. Just wanted to show that it is still standing. So we will come back in maybe a month or 2. Well, we are about 2 weeks later now. We've warmed up quite a bit. The coldest temperature I actually saw was 3 degrees Fahrenheit for about the period of maybe 3 hours, or that was overnight one night. Other than that, it hasn't gotten any colder than that around here, but I figured this would happen. I mean, this is not looking good. So, you know, that whole stack of banana stems, if you want to call them that, has fallen over. Now they're just leaning against the fence. And I'm not really sure if they're still green, if they've turned to mush. Obviously they've lost their rigidity, so they're not doing well. But maybe the bottom portion, like the bottom half, might still be sort of alive and the top half is just basically gone. I'm not sure about that. But I just wanted to make this quick update here to kind of show that, because I kind of figured this would happen. If you followed along from the last time, last winter, they survived, I think it was 5 degrees without the bubble wrap, with the other method that I showed in that video. And I kind of figured that this bubble wrap wasn't going to be enough. This is 100 feet of bubble wrap, and it cost me about $35 to buy that. And I didn't have any scrap bubble wrap, not that much laying around. So this cost me money to do this, to where last year it didn't cost me anything. I just had some scrap material to do that. All right, it is the middle of May, and it is about time to unwrap this bubble wrap off these banana trees here. Obviously, there's really not much left to say about it being a tree, because it's really not. It's just pretty much mush inside there, I'm sure of it. So anyways, yeah, there's a little shoot coming up there, and at this point, even if there is like a light frost that happens after this through the end of this month, I'm not really too worried about that, because if there's stumps in here that are still alive, the frost isn't really going to affect the stumps. It really only just affects the leaves, if there was any, which in this case there really isn't. So I'm going to go ahead and get this unwrapped. Oh, by the way, this is my squirrel feeder that I made. If anyone has saw this before in the video, it just opens like this. They climb up the little rope ladder and get on that, and there's nuts or whatever I put inside there, they eat that. So if anyone saw that before in the part of this video, that's what that is. So I'm gonna get this unwrapped here. Let's see. Yeah, Yeah, it's like a big flaccid... Well, here is all that is left. Pretty much nothing. All that there, that's just the dried leaves that I had put inside there, along with the stems that pretty much just disintegrated and dried out. So all that's really left here is actually just the this little thing coming up there. That's actually not one of the stumps, that's just a new one coming up. This is one of the stumps down here. It's just rotted, there's nothing left of it. This is another stump. You can see this is actually still alive. There's a new leaf coming out there. Or it's not really much of a leaf yet, but it will be. And then over here is another stump, which it's really rotted looking, but when I was touching it, it's still kind of firm. So I think that's probably still alive. There'll probably be more leaves that come out there and create a new plant. So yeah, that bubble wrap method wasn't really worth it. Not in this climate. If I guess I would probably have to use like 3 times that amount in thickness at least, and then I need to have ventilation in there so it doesn't rot in the moisture. But honestly, I think I'll probably just go back to the method that I used last year if I'm going to do this again, using the styrofoam and having an air gap inside there and some ventilation. But yeah, honestly, I don't think I'm going to try it again. I think I'm just going to let these grow and just let them do what they do. So I'm going to come back, give a little update here, and see how much comes up this spring. It is around, I'd say almost a month later now. We're close to the middle of June, and it has been very warm, or I should say very humid anyways. And this is basically what's coming up over here. So basically we got the stem that I basically preserved, or part of a stem, I guess. And a couple of these other little shoots started coming up. And then there's that one over there that was already actually up. That's what you saw on the outside of the bubble wrap before. So other than that, there's some random one over there, but all of this part over here, this is like 2/3 of the entire mound where nothing has came up. And you know, the first year that I protected this, I did this with leaves. The first time I tried, I piled up a pile of leaves about 3 feet high, and that basically preserved the roots. So it needs a lot of insulation over the winter. All the leaves and stems that I chopped down and piled on top of there, you know, that might have been maybe nearly a foot thick. That just wasn't enough. It really needs to be thicker, like I originally tried. Over here with the bubble wrap was, obviously that did something, but not quite what I was hoping for. I wanted to keep the whole tree alive, or at least the whole stem alive, so that I can get it closer to actually producing bananas. Not that I was planning on eating them, I just thought it would be interesting to try that out, and maybe even taste them, even though they're not technically edible bananas out of a Musa Basjoo banana tree. So what I'm going to do here this year, I'm going to do something a little bit different over the summer. Last year, obviously, you saw there was a ton of plants over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these other ones down and leave the main one up that was the largest one that I preserved. So we're going to just grow one tree over here through this entire summer, and we're going to see if we can get it taller than the last time where we had a ton of plants. So my assumption is that I can grow it much taller if there's not a bunch of trees or banana plants all around here sucking up all the nutrients and moisture. So that's it for this video. Follow along if you want to see how big it gets, and that'll be posted probably later on, maybe towards the fall or winter of this year. Thanks for watching.